everybody. This is Mary, the Magnolia Stitcher, and today is Tuesday, January 7th, 2025, and I'm finally back. I've come to you with the WIP parade today, but first I'll say a few things about where I've been. Sorry, I forgot to open up my tablet before I got on here. So, I know I've been gone for 4 or 5 months. The reason for that is that, I know I said before we were trying to sell our house. And so all of my WIPs except for like one were packed up. And I just didn't see a reason to come to y'all when I was just doing the same WIP over and over. So now we have moved. And this lighting is not good. I don't like that either. Now we have moved, and I've got all my WIPs out of storage. I've got my very own sewing room, which I'm not in today. But I didn't feel like moving my ring light all the way in there. I don't have a light for in there yet. But I've got my own sewing room. We've got a new house. We're still in the same city. We just moved. Like, we were kind of in the middle of the city before, and we moved to the edge of the city now. And our town, is most of y'all wouldn't consider it a city. So we moved into a new neighborhood. We got a really great house with enough room for everybody to have their own bedroom. And my husband has an office and I have a sewing room. So there's plenty of room. And we've met our neighbors and they are super nice. And like the kids can just go out and play and stuff, which was a problem before because the neighbors were a little bit high strung. But like, is that moving? No. But like everybody the kids all just go out in the neighborhood and play now. And we regularly have neighborhood kids over to play. The people that we bought the house from left a trampoline in the backyard. And we regularly have kids over to play. And they love that trampoline, except for not right now because it's like below. Yesterday it was literally, the high was freezing. Today it's only going to be up in the 40s, which I'm not sure what that is in Celsius. Sorry. I think it's supposed to be like 42 Fahrenheit. I don't know how to convert to Celsius. I keep saying I'm going to learn, but I just have never had the time. So, I'm sorry about that for my viewers that work in Celsius. I did lose quite a few subscribers while I was gone, but that's okay. I don't expect y'all to stick around and wait on me. Not with as much as there is to watch, but anyway, so I've decided to come to you with the WIP parade. I thought, with me being gone so long and it's the first of the year, I thought that was a really good way to get back into it, and hopefully I'll be able to do at least monthly videos now. That will depend on when my kids are off from school. So like probably during the summer I won't. Because I do have a sewing room, but it doesn't have, it has like one opening has doors, and it's meant to be the formal dining room, but I prefer eat-in kitchen, which we also have. So we're not using the formal dining room as a formal dining room, but we're using it as my sewing room. And one of the doors into it it's really wide, and it's meant not to have a door. So I can't completely close it off and get quiet. Not to mention, I regularly have at least one extra kid from the neighborhood, sometimes 3 or more. It just depends. Anyway, so let's get down to the WIPs. So the first one is the one I've been working on the most. I did have a lot of, like, 2 or 3 weeks without any stitching while we were moving and unpacking and everything. We moved in on the 20th of December. We stayed in the hotel for a week before that, because we had to be out of our house, our old house, to have it cleaned and let them do the walkthrough, the final walkthrough. So we were out of our house in a hotel for a week, and I just do not have an easy time stitching in hotels. So I've gotten where if we're going for something like that, I just don't bother to take any stitching with me. So there was that, and then it took me 2 weeks to get unpacked enough where that was not what all my time was spent on. So I had 2 or 3 weeks without stitching. And I did have, for a while, I did have like 3 or 4 WIPs. But for the last several weeks before we moved, and since I've been stitching again here, I've only stitched on one thing. So I'm going to show it first. And the name of it is We Live in Hope by Blackbird Designs. And my ear. Sorry about that. Some people get the yawns. Some people get Flosstube itchy nose. I get Flosstube itchy ear. I have allergies, and they set up in my ears and make my ears itch all the time. But this is on Farmhouse Flossie's oat milk, 36 count cashel linen. And this does have a rechart. Oh, it's over there. It's a Desmond Tutu, saying that I can't remember the whole thing before. I've got part of it done. But that's this lining. That's what I've got done. Sorry, guys. I'll have to figure out the lining in this new house. It may be a little dark today. But I got that whole border done. And I've got, it's a Desmond Tutu quote. I've got the first and second part of it. And once I finish this part of the border, there's another part that goes down here. But I've been working a lot on that. One of the neighbor kids, like the next door neighbor kid, comes over every day, almost every day. And I'll be stitching, and he'll go, "Are you still stitching on that same thing?" Because that's all I've been stitching on, because I didn't really want to. I also did not get a planner ordered before the end of the year, so I'm waiting on, I ordered the book of days, and I'm waiting on it to come in. It should be in the next day or so. So next is Sew to Stitch Animal Hospital. Ooh, that glare is bad. The lighting in this house. Ugh. I'll get it figured out, guys. Animal hospital. Ah, there it is. Open. And this is on 32 Count Lugana by Hand-Dyed by Rolanda, and it doesn't have a name. And this is the same place you saw it last time. Yeah, that's the front. And all I've done is that white stitching. I am gonna have to move this. I'm sitting in my recliner, which is where I stitch most of the time. I tried stitching in my stitching room, and the dogs wanted to be in my lap, so that didn't work. Speaking of, Sunday we got a new puppy. He is a 11-week-old wired hair fox terrier. He was surrendered by a breeder. We don't know the reason, but we think my husband's boss brought him to us, and he thinks that he was a puppy off of one of his boys, and he went and got her from the shelter, or got him from the shelter he was at, and brought him to us because they didn't want him to just go to anybody. He's very sleepy right now. His name is Bojangles. We were calling him Bo for short. He's very sweet. He's been playing hard this morning while I was getting the kids on the bus. Okay, so then I don't know all the stats for everything, so I'm having to look on Notions because I haven't written them down yet. No, I know this is on here. Eek, there it is. Okay, so next is The Swans by Cottage Garden Samplings. This is from A Year in the Woods. This is also on an unnamed Lugana from Mystic Fabrics. That's the back. Ooh. So that's what I've gotten done. Most of these I have not worked on in months. I'm fixing to pause this and move into my sewing room so I won't be rocking, because I don't want to make y'all motion sick. And it's making me a little motion sick to be rocking so much when I don't want to be. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to pause. I'll be right back. It won't seem like any time to you. Alright, guys. So I moved into my sewing room. I might give y'all a little tour at the end. I've got some stuff up. I think there's still some stuff to put up at my mom's. No, we're not done unpacking. Okay. So, if you hear noise, it's the dogs. And I think I made Bo motion sick too with the chair. Because as soon as I put him down, as soon as I got up, he promptly threw up all over everything. It was fun. It was great. I'm sorry, guys. My, oh, shoot. I know it's before that. There it is. My tablet is being kind of slow. And again, I'll get the lighting figured out. I have this window behind me, but it's gloomy outside today, or this morning so far. This is stuck. So I don't see any point in opening it because I don't think it's going to give a whole lot of extra light. But the next one is a RTO kit. It's Red Mermaid. And this one has a very, very sad start, and I have not worked on it since my start. So this is a hand-dyed by Rolanda, 28 counts, Lugana, again, no name. And that's all I've gotten done. Gosh, this lighting is absolutely terrible in here. I'm really sorry, guys. I'll have to get it figured out. Maybe when I pause between this basket and the next, I'll open this blinds and see if it's any better. Okay. So then there's, I think this is the Dark Goddess. Yeah, this is Dark Goddess. This was a stitch along, so I don't have a finished picture of this one. This is on 16 count Nebula from Witch's Garden Crafts. And that's what I've gotten done. There, that's better. I've just gotten Persephone done, and I started working on the next one, which I don't remember which one she is. I'm sure some of you did that as well. It's long done. Long done. All right, and then I have, what is the name of this one? Oh, Persist. Okay, and then I have Persist, charted by Blushing Pink Stitches, art by Louise McNaught. And this is one I was working on for my son. It's on 25 count Lugana Easy Grid. That is not, there it is. This I had to restart because, I don't remember why I had to restart it. But that's what I've got so far. a lot of these are really, really sad starts. Because for most of 2024, most of my WIPs were packed up. Because we did, sorry about the dog. We did a, where we packed everything up we didn't absolutely have to have while the house was up for sale. And for whatever reason, I thought my WIPs fell into that. And then I couldn't find them in the storage unit. So then, Garden Fairy. So the next one is, Garden Fairy by Stitchy Princess, right? Yeah, Stitchy Princess. I think she's Stitchy Princess Black on Instagram. She lives in Ukraine. But that's what that one looks like. I think this is from one of the Just Cross Stitch magazines, but I couldn't tell you which one. I'm certain it was from one of the Just Cross Stitch magazines. This is a 28 count unnamed Lugana by Mystic Fabrics. That is the back. And that is what I've gotten done. And I just realized I have switched from iPhone to Google Pixel. And I just realized Google Pixel has a pause. So then I have to stop and do that editing later. Silly, silly me. So then, let's see. Come on. I know I saw this on here. So the next one is Witchy Boo by Sister Lou Stitches. I'm getting a phone call. Sorry guys, I was getting a phone call. But so Witchy Boo by Sister Lou Stitches. And it says, there once was a witch who lived in a shoe with black cats and goblins and things that go boom. You can tell these were out in the humidity all summer because the a lot of them, the plastic and the vinyl on the bags is like wrinkled. And this is on 18 count Ada by Witch's Garden Crafts. The color is Unicorn. And that's what I've gotten done. I've gotten There Once Was a Witch. So next is, and these are in no particular order. I don't think I remembered to say that to begin with. Next is August Peridot Fairy. Here it is. By Mirabilia. I do not have the beads and everything for her. Like, I don't have the beads or the treasures. I don't see any metallics. But she is on Biscuits, which is a 32 count Nugana by Mystic Fabric. And yep, it's opalescent. And she has a really sad start, and I think this is up. I think so. Some of mine, I just went through, I got to start something, and they got a really sad start. Excuse me. Ooh. It is 8 o'clock in the morning here. So alright, and then Mother Nature Winter. And she is part of a series from, I think, the 2023, just both. The 2023 just cross stitch magazines. He was chewing on my sewing rulers. But this is the winter one. If I remember right, she was the first one released. And she is by nobody. Where is my, there it is. Stitch Aura. I think they're all by Stitch Aura. In fact, I'm pretty sure. And she is on Tundra, which is a 28 count Lugana by Mystic Fabrics. And it's opalescent. Oh! No, sir. No. And that's what I've got on her. I think there's some funky metallics that I'm not sure what they are. I don't think I have yet. No, I don't have them. I just haven't gotten them because I don't know. Like, it's from, let's see, hang on. Light Effects. And I'm not a huge fan of the Light Effects. So I don't know if I'm going to go with that or if I'm going to wind up getting like converting it to, oh, what's that one? Treasure Braid. Treasure Braid is what I like to work with the most when I work with metallics. Bow. He's into everything. He's like regular puppy. Let's see. Oh, and this is, let me see, because I don't have a printout of this one. Is it in Good Notes? I think it's in Good Notes. Maybe it's in Fox. Hang on, let me find the crap. Let me find a picture of this and I'll be right back. Okay. So, get down, Misty. Get down. Get down. So, the next one is the Pagan Wheel of the Year by the Witchy Stitcher. And that's what it looks like. And this is on... Sorry, I know he's like moving the camera and everything. So this is 14 count black Ada. I can't pronounce the name. I just got it off Amazon. And I have not done anything since I started this. That's all I've gotten done. And then I have Autumn Queen, artwork by Bridget Ashwood, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. Hey, Misty. I think y'all haven't met Misty either. Hang on. Come here, baby. This is Misty. She is a, I think 10-month-old Schnauzer. She looks so much like my Schnauzer I had when I first started filming, I think, Gidget. She may have already passed. Well, I used to have a Schnauzer named Gidget. I don't remember if she passed away before I started filming or not. But she looks remarkably like Gidget. So much so that sometimes she gets called Gidget. But this is Misty. She's very sweet and very stubborn and very shivery. Alright, go find Bo, go play. Okay. So, anyway, back to WIPs. Autumn Queen. And she is on 25 count Lugana Easy Grid. I think this has to be up. That up. Yes. I don't know what Bo was into, but I hear him getting into something in there. Bo. It's like having a toddler. Anyway, so that's where I am. Go play. She wants to sit with me. But this little chair that I'm in, I don't have a ottoman or anything to go with it. It's not a recliner, and there's just not enough room. Not for me to be able to show it, because as soon as she gets up here, Bo's going to want up here. Alright. So, the next one is the Super Slide Santa's Workshop. This is Max Color. It's, the chart was designed by Michelle Sayeda, but I know it's a Thomas Kincaid, I know it's Thomas Kincaid. mean, it's just one of those, you know, you can always tell his work. But it's by Heaven and Earth Designs. Blushing Pink Stitches is also stitching this one, and I think there's a few others. This is a blanket. Let's see. That is the... And that's what I've gotten done. I know you want up here. Mama's going too long without letting you sit in my lap. Say, I think when Mama's sitting down, I stay in her lap all the time. Sorry. This one is not a WIP yet. Okay, so that's the end of my first basket. I'm gonna pause, clean up, get my next basket. I got 3 of these baskets. All right, so I'll be right back. Maybe. Pause, darn you. Oh. Okay. Oh gosh. All right. Oh. Sorry. They're both begging to get up here. If I let you up here, I cannot finish my video. So the next one is... there it is. Reflections of Ireland by Ink Circles. For those of you that don't know, I have a slight obsession with Ireland. I am a quarter Irish in my ancestry. My husband has some Irish ancestry. All 4 of my kids have Irish middle names. And my son's middle name is Sean, and I spelled it the Irish way. And it confuses everybody. Let's see, I think that's, no. That's up. Hang on, let me fold this. This is, I don't like this fabric. This is 30 count Old Salem from Primitive Hair. It's a very loose weave, and I don't know if that's just the way Primitive Hair's fabric is, or if it's something about this fabric in particular. But maybe it's the count. I don't know. But that's where I've gotten to. So my kids were being car riders for a little while, and this was what I was working on in car riders. And they ride the bus. 4 kids. The schools here are split into 3 elementaries, a middle, and a high school. And last year I had 1 at each elementary and 1 at the middle school. This year I have 2 at the middle school and 1 at the 2 higher elementaries. We're done with the lowest elementary. Ugh. Oh, and then let's not what I want to do. You're not coming up here right now. No, ma'am. And next is Bubba. He is charted by Blushing Pink Stitches. Art is by Morgana Fantasy AI. And for those of you that don't know or don't remember, one of my very close friends lost her oldest son to well, I won't say to what. I've already talked about it. I don't want to trigger anybody. But she lost her oldest son last year in the spring, I think. In the earlier part of last year. He's been gone almost a year. It's very, very sad. But she loves turtles, and his nursery when he was a baby was in turtles. So I decided I was going to do this for her, and when I get it done in a million years, I'm going to turn it into a blanket and send it to her. She moved away, sadly. But I understand her reasoning, and I fully support her being wherever is best for her, even though I miss her terribly. But this is on, I know it's Easy Grid, 18 count Ada Easy Grid, and this is what I've gotten done. I do want to get this done sooner rather than later, but it'll get done when it gets done. Alright, on to other stuff. So next is a Nora Corbett. It is Fern from the Pixie Couture collection. I think, does she not have any beads? No, I think I haven't got, no, I do have some of the beads. Do I only have one? Okay, I've got the, she calls for Chronic. I switched it to Treasure Braid. I've got some of the beads. I feel like maybe I couldn't find the others when I was ordering for her. I need to go look into that. She is on Blushing Pink, 28 count Lugana from the Showing Shop, which is Kaylee Cross Stitch, which I love her fabrics. I love her project bags, but they're a little bit floppy, and the floppy doesn't work for me with my organization system. So I have a few, and they're great. They're really great, especially for full coverage. They are fantastic. But Oh, like I said, they don't work for my storage system and organization system. So I've got them put to the side. I won't give them away because I love them. But if I ever need them or can use them for something else, you know, just because it's a project bag doesn't mean it has to be used for projects. It can be used for other stuff. So I keep them anyway. So that's where I am with Fern. If you're wondering what I'm laughing at, Bo just stole a cleat. My oldest daughter couldn't find her shoes and she had to help with getting the trash down or up or bringing the cans back or something. So she put her cleats on, and of course they wound up just wherever. And Bo said, "This is mine." So anyway, that's where I've gotten on Fern. That skin shows up a whole lot better in person than it is on video. But I did not do it over one. I don't really know why. Really couldn't tell you why. I just didn't. That's backwards. Sorry guys, I know this is turning into kind of a long video. So next, you hear the dogs? They're playing tug of war. This is the fox. Open. Okay, so next is Another Year of the Woods by Cottage Garden Samplings. It's the fox. And it is on sage green and 36 count linen from Hand Dyed by Rolanda. Every once in a while she'll have a name, but most of the time she doesn't name her stuff, which is fine. And that's where I've gotten. I've had to restart him once already. Because I made a mistake where I stitched over 3 instead of over 2. And I had to, like, I couldn't figure out how to fudge it and not make it look bad. So I just restarted it. I tried to fudge it and I didn't like the way it looked. Y'all know, usually I fudge whatever I can when I make a mistake. Okay. This is... Where are you? Where are you, my friend? This is French Country Pumpkin by JBW Designs. I don't have, this is the only one of hers I have going, but I do love her stuff. It's just, it doesn't really fit in with the aesthetic of my house for a lot of things. So I haven't. That is a really long piece of thread. And this is also one I've had to restart. Because I miscounted, I think. But that's as far as I've gotten with that. And this is on, I think it's just called gray now. I think this was an older cut. But the thing that was on it said Confederate gray from WIP Style Works. What is the name of this? I feel like the name of this is Pumpkin Spice from Dinky Dyes. Please forgive my rat's nest. I don't normally do that. I don't know why this one is like that. There's the picture. Normally I'm very ticky about my thread, but for some reason this one got through the cracks. That is the one I'm doing. So in 2023, one of my kids went to the pumpkin patch. I feel like it was my middle daughter. And I found this cute handmade pumpkin thing to decorate with at Halloween. But I wanted to put, it's like, there's 3 pumpkins. There's one in the middle and 2 that are kind of behind it. And I wanted to make it a little more interesting. So I chose that to accomplish that. There it is. So next is Celtic Knot Challenge by Rosewood Manor. And this is on a 40 count hand dyed by Rolanda linen that is not named. And that is where I've gotten on this. There is a miscount in there, so I got a little frustrated trying to fudge it. I didn't want to pull everything out, and it's fudgeable, if that's a word. Oh, I'm just making up words now. But I just have not felt like coming back to it and trying to figure all that out. So then, let's see. Faster, please. The next one is No Time Like the Present by Modern Folk Embroidery. This was the 2024 Stitch Along. I like Jacob's design style, but I like Jacob too. He has a Flosstube and he's very entertaining. But this is on Macchiato 36 count linen by Bestitch Me. And this is what I've gotten done. So I was making really good progress. This was one I had kept out. And somewhere in, I think somewhere over here, I've got an error. And I got so frustrated. I got mad. And yeah, I put it away. It's in timeout. But this one is, the colors I chose for this one are also Bestitch Me colors. It's Desert Rose and Siren. See, I thought I was getting more like a raspberry and teal, which is what I wanted to do. But I got these. These are fine. Unless you're my 12-year-old son who says they're hideous. My mother-in-law likes it, and I trust her judgment more. Let's see. Oh, there it is. So the next one is I'll Be Home by I'll Be Home by Twin Peak Primitives. I'm doing I bought it where it's all one thing, but I'm just doing, I'm doing them separately, and I'm just working on January right now. And these are on Alberioma, which 40 count linen by Civery. For the, Cedar River linens. And this is, quit being difficult. This is what I've gotten done. Ugh. Some of these really need page protectors because I use the vinyl front project bags, and when they don't have page protectors, they tend to stick to the bags. So and this is what's the name of this? Santa's Arrival Stocking. And this is a Dimension stocking kit, and I'm using all of the kit stuff, including the very, very stiff Ada. If you're familiar with Dimensions, you know how stiff their Ada is. And this has a very sad start, and I assume this is up. But I'm doing that for my Rachel, my oldest daughter. She'll get it when she's about 45. Alright, my Long Dog sampler. This feels awfully heavy. The Pilgrim. There it is. This is The Pilgrim by Long Dog Sampler. And I am doing this on Country Mocha 40 Count Linen by Zweigart. And so those of you that know Zweigart know that this is a printed linen. And I didn't realize that. And I did it on the wrong side. That's okay, because I actually did not want the modeling. Somehow I missed that it was like modeled when I was buying it. So that's what I've got done on that. And I'm using a silk, very flattened silk from Hand Dyed by Rolanda. For this, it kind of goes from purples to pinks. Y'all, if you have Hand Dyed by, I guess she's still doing it, but she's on Etsy, and she does great work. You should really give her a try if you haven't. I feel like this is the longest. Uh-oh. We're at 47 minutes already, and I think I had like 15 on the first one that I paused. Treehouse of Summer. Next is Treehouse of Summer, or Summer Treehouse by Soda Stitch. And this is on a 28 count Lugana from Hand Dyed by Rolanda that is not named. And excuse the wrinkles. I don't have my iron, and I don't have my ironing board, but I don't have my iron unpacked yet. It's at my mom's, I think. So we rented 2 storage lockers and still had to put stuff in my parents' I think the dog is upstairs. Still had to put stuff in my parents' garage. That's where I've got on that. The dogs are into something. I'm almost done with this, and then I'm going to go figure out what they are into. So we don't let them go upstairs because upstairs is all carpet. And I feel like I hear... I feel like I hear Misty upstairs. Okay, I'm UFOing that one. I thought I had pulled out all the UFOs. So next is Gathering Acorns by Cottage Garden Samplings. And this is on 40 count ancient Newcastle. Wait, hang on. 40 count linen by Pictureless Plus and Ancient. Go away. And that's where I've gotten. Yep, this is the last one. Okay, so then I have Pontius and Thalassa, or however you pronounce it, by Bella Filipina. And I absolutely love this one. This is one, I saw it as a haul on somebody's and immediately I went and bought it. This is on Illusion 36 count linen by Mystic Fabrics. I've actually made a halfway decent start on this one. That's what I've gotten done. I feel like this one went really quickly. I did start in the middle on this one. I don't know why. I never start in the middle. But I have the whole embellishment pack for this one. And I'm pretty sure, wait, what's this? So I have the pearl cotton. Is this pearl cotton? I want to say this is pearl cotton. Satin. This is satin. So I have the satin DNC. And then I have, I'm using Treasure Braid for the metallics. I have all the Treasure Braid. And I have the Karen Water Lilies. I have all the stuff for this one. That's how much I loved it. I think I bought everything all at once. Oh, that's it for that basket. Okay, I've got one more basket. And then we'll be done. And then we'll talk about plans a little bit. So, I'm going to pause and I'll be back in a few minutes. Maybe I'm going to pause. Pause during. Okay. Last, basket. So the first one in this one is Return to Neverland. I got this from, what? Oh. I got this from I Cross Stitch Pattern on Etsy. If it's bootlegged, I'm not aware of that. And this is on 18 count Easy Grid. I wonder if I have some geese friends out there today. Nope. So my new neighborhood has a lake, and the lake has geese. And sometimes they come hang out in my yard. And they have a single duck friend that goes along with them. So this is where I've gotten on that. This is for my husband. I was doing another one that I found out for sure was bootlegged. Somebody left their phone at home and it's ringing. But I was absolutely sure it was bootleg. So I quit on it, and I found this one that was similar, not the same, but similar. That's why I made the comment about if it's bootlegged, I don't know, because the other one I was doing the place of that, I found out for sure was bootlegged. So I quit doing it and found another one that looked very similar. Been doing that for my husband. Next is City in Autumn by Cressida Go-Go. And I am doing, ooh, don't fall. I'm doing this on Raw Natural 32 Count Linen by Zweigart. I love the look of Raw Natural Linen. I think it's my favorite. That's the back side. And this is a bedspread. I think this might have been like half a yard or maybe, like a fat half or something. And that is what I've gotten done. I do love this one. For those of you that don't know or maybe don't remember, autumn is my favorite season. So I do a lot of autumny stuff. I love the colors. I love the way it feels outside. And now our yard previously we had 2 little pecan tree saplings that we had planted because we had a drought 2023, I think. And we lost our magnolias that were out there. And we planted pecans in their place. And they were babies. I mean, not like this tall babies. They were taller than me, but they were still babies. Flosstube. But where I was going with that was now I have like big mature trees that drop leaves. And I love the look of it, but let me tell you, it's a pain in the rear end to get rid of those leaves. I know this is on here. I think I'm running my mouth and not looking. Come on. Okay. Next is Blustery Day by Teresa Kogut. I don't know. This was a Patreon chart for December 2022. I don't know if she has ever released this. She does release some of her Patreon charts, but not all of them. I don't know if she ever has with this one. But this is on Dove 32 Count Lugana by Witchelt, however you pronounce it. And that's where I've gotten with that one. I kind of put this down because I'm now to mostly fill in. And I didn't, and I just needed a break. And then it's just never come back up. Alright. Next is another Teresa Kogut. One of my favorite designers, in case you don't know. I like her designs, but I also like her as a person. A lot of times, if I don't, even if I like what somebody makes, if I don't like them as a person, I still won't buy it. If I know them. Now, some of these designers, like, I don't have any idea what kind of person they are, and I buy their patterns because I like it. But a lot of times, like, I will watch somebody on Instagram, not Instagram. I will follow somebody on Instagram or watch them on YouTube, and the fact that I like them as a person encourages me to go buy their patterns. If I like them. I'm sorry. I know it's shaking. Misty is shaking it. What are you doing? Am I taking too long? Am I taking too long? I know you want to sit with me. Oh, anyway. So, the next one is Allegiance by Teresa Kogut. Also a Patreon pattern from May 2023. I don't think I'm in her Patreon any longer. I was having, like, I like to print out her charts, and because I have to fiddle with them to get them to go into Pattern Keeper. And my printer was not agreeing to print them. Stop, baby, stop. You're shaking Mama's camera. So this is an unnamed 32 count Lugana by Mystic Fabrics. A couple years ago, I bought a bunch of her grab bags, and this was in them. This was in one of them. So that's what I've gotten done on that. I know that was a start for the fourth one year. It must have been 2023 because it won last year. I'm so close to being done, baby. So the next one is Santa's Village by Soda Stitch. Soda Stitch is another one I like. She's one of the ones I don't really know her. I haven't really interacted with her, but I like her stuff. And some Misty, stop. Some Flosstubers that I respect. I think have interacted with her, and they seem to like her. I trust their judgments. So, it seems like she's probably a good person. This is another one I started in the middle, and I don't know why. Or not in the middle, but I started in the middle of the fabric. Usually, I make sure I have big enough fabric, and then I put it in the Q-snap or the hoop or whatever I'm using for it, and then I start far enough away that I can do it, and that gives me a pretty good border. But this is it's an Opal Essence. It's Rouge 28 count Lugana by Mystic Fabrics. This was a fabric of the month. And that's where I'm at. You are being very needy today. Okay, and then I have my Prairie Schooler Santa. No, ma'am, get down. I think I'm on the 85 Santa. And I don't think I have... Get down. I want to say I don't have the one for 2024. No, I only have up to 2023, I think. But I have collected all of them except for 2024. And I will get it soon. And this has been chewed on. I don't know if it was a dog or a cat that did it. But I'm on the 85 Santa, which is this one. And this is on an unnamed 28 count Lugana by Mystic Fabrics. And I've got the whole piece in here because I'm doing them all on this until I run out. I do plan on... Misty! I do plan on eventually doing all of these. That's what I've gotten done. These take me an unacceptable amount of time, considering how small they are. I'm sorry about Misty. There's probably nothing out there. Or maybe the geese have come to visit. Let's see. I'm sure she sees something, but whatever it is, I don't see it. I say there's nothing. There's nothing I can see. I'm absolutely sure she sees something that she thinks she needs to tell off. I hear you. Everybody hears you. She's a yappy little thing. So, Mary. So the next one is Mary Reed, I think is how you say the name, by Modern Folk Embroidery. It's a reproduction sampler from 1783. She had a bark collar on, but she was like it wouldn't work unless it gave her the static shock, and I felt really bad about that. And she would still bark, just not very loud. Just trying to test it to see how loud she could get before it got her. And so I took it off because we got our invisible fence unpacked, and that collar has to go on her, and that collar has to shock or she will ignore it. And to me, I'd rather her be able to run a certain amount of free than be on the leash. And that gives her that little bit of freedom. Misty, hush. Hush, baby. So this is Mary Reed from Modern Folk Embroidery, and it is on 40 count mocha linen from Bestitch Me. And I haven't even quite got all of the border done. Misty, hush. I know. Our door has the long windows to the sides, and she can see out the front now. She can see out the front at the old house. So this is Tree Nymph by RTO. I'm using all of the kit materials. Even though this Ada is a crazy kind of stem. And yep, that's where I've gotten so far. This has Bella hair on it. And this is Wild Horse by Dimensions. Tree Nymph I'm doing for my youngest daughter. Wild Horse I'm doing for my middle daughter. Persist I'm doing for my son. And I haven't found one that just says Rachel for my oldest daughter. But anyway, I'm using all the kit material on this one. And this is how far I've gotten. This is a printed Ada. But that's how far I've gotten. I've made a pretty good amount of progress on this. I'm really slow on dimensions because of the confetti. And how the charts can be hard to read. Alright, let's see about this one. Go back. Do what I say. I don't know what she's barking at. We do have neighbors right across the road. I may show y'all like a brief outside of my neighborhood. Maybe just from the door. I don't know. So this is Rabbits in Winter, also by Stitchy Princess. This is from one of the Just Cross Stitch, the February 2023 edition. And this is on Time Worn 32 Count Lugana by Mystic Fabrics. I'm just going to pretend like she's not having herself a little fit. I think this is up. That's where I've gotten on that. Because usually I start in this corner and go around and come up. So I think this must be up. Misty! Misty! Go get on your bed. Get on your bed. You're being bad. Little dog bark. I'm gonna pause and see if I can't get her to calm down. Okay. Let's see. She quit while I was paused. Okay. So, I'm gonna Okay. So next is Swift Heart Rabbits. It's from the Carrier Cousins book by, I can't remember, Patton. I don't know. Swift Heart Rabbit. And I'm doing him on Silvery Moon 32 Count Lugana by Weishaupt. And that's where I've gotten on him. Okay, and then I have a Mill Hill kit, stitching a buttons and beads, and I'm using the kit material on this. Everything has attached itself to the perforated paper. And this is where I am. Okay. The next one I charted. This is Big Godzilla. Misty! So I've told this story many times, but when my son was in the upper elementary, we went for a parent-teacher conference, and in the office they had that in a world where you can be anything, be kind, and he said no, be Godzilla. So I charted in a world where you can be anything, be Godzilla. When I ever get this finished, and it's gonna go in his room, and it's on a 32 counts Lugana that was special dye that I got hand dyed by Rolanda to do for me. But I finished the blue in the border and I'm starting the green. I have not worked on this in forever. Okay, and Celtic Christmas. This is one of my oldest WIPs. What? Oh, hang on just a minute. Wild Horse is my oldest WIP. Celtic Christmas is next. So this is Celtic Christmas by Lavender and Lace. And this is on Mystic Hand Dyed by Rolanda 32 Count Linen. It's kind of a sage green. And I'm pretty far on her, but that border is no joke. And I've started putting in some of the metallics. I think I'm using Petite Treasure Braid for that. Yeah. I bought the called for it. I bought the chronic. I didn't like either, so I got Petite Treasure Braid. But I've started doing some of that. I've got the beads, but I won't do them until last. The last one. Let's see. This is another oldie for me. And my third oldest WIP from 2022 is Autumn Dragon by Ingleside Imaginarium. I don't know if she's still designing. I haven't been on her site in a while, but I know she has not put out a Flosstube in a long time. A long time. I don't know if she just decided she didn't want to do Flosstube anymore or what. Not that it matters. This is on Spinning Amnesia 32 Count Lugana by Mystic Fabrics. And that is where I am on that one. And this one has some errors in the neck that I've had to do a lot of fudging to make work. Okay, guys, that is all of my WIPs. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to talk a little bit about plans. And I think I'm going to film a tour of my sewing room and maybe attach it to the end of this. This is already going to be almost 2 hours. But I kind of want to show y'all what I've got going on. So maybe I'll attach it to the end of this. I don't know. We'll see. But I was going to talk about plans a little bit. So, obviously I'm going to get back to some sort of WIP rotation. Or not obviously, but I'm going to get back to some sort of WIP rotation. And what I decided to do is I downloaded the Tiny Decisions wheel. And I've put all my WIPs except for a few that I had in a separate area that I missed when I added everything to the wheel. And I've put them to the side today, but I'm gonna have all my WIPs in the wheel and I'm gonna spin it. And then I have a wheel with the number 1 through 5. And I'm gonna spin it and it's gonna be for the amount of days I work on it. And I'm gonna try that. I know spinning the wheel works for me for what WIP to work on. The duration to work on it, I'm not sure if that'll work for me. So we'll see. I'm gonna give that a try. And we'll see how that goes. I'll try to give you an update next time. So that's really my only plans. I try to be kind of loose with plans because if I make too restrictive of plans, I don't follow them. So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna pause and then I'm gonna clean this up and I'm gonna film a little tour of my little sewing room. And then I will upload this, and then in February I will be back with a normal update. I'm probably not going to try to do more than once a month, but I am going to try to come at least every month. Now that we're moved into the house and we're semi-settled, I want to get back to a rotation. I want to get back to talking to you guys. I've missed you. But anyway, that's all for my WIP parade. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you stuck around through all of it. And if you don't want to see my sewing room, this is where I leave you. If you do want to see my sewing room, stay tuned for that. Thank you for watching. If you've come back, thank you for coming back, especially with my long absence. If you're new, welcome. I hope you'll like and subscribe. If you don't want to do that, you want to wait till I get a regular one, that's fine too. But Anyway, that's all for now. Bye. Alright, guys. So, I'm coming to you with a little tour of my sewing room. This will be attached to the end of my WIP parade. If you're not interested, you don't have to continue to stick around. But I wanted to show y'all a little bit of my sewing room. So, that's my front door right there. But this is my bookshelf. It's got my magazines at the bottom, along with various other things, kids' books. We've got the whole Bible story set that was given to us by my father-in-law before he passed away. I've got I've got some sewing stuff down on the bottom, but then I've got cookbooks and academic journal for medievalists, and then just regular books. Some of them are academic, some of them are just for pleasure. I do read some physical books, but mostly I read on Kindle. And then here, I'm sure you figured out, I'm a big Coca-Cola fan, so there's my Coca-Cola sign, and all of my needle minders that are not in use at the moment. My my ring light put to the side. It'll go back in my living room. But that's my filing cabinet with my patterns in it. And then I have my table with the nice little sticker from my youngest. The dogs have completely ruined my organization on my quilting WIPs. There's 3 or 4 tops down there that I just need to finish. And then my DMC master sets. These are postcards. I do Post Crossing, Postcard United, GeoPost, and Post Fun card exchanges. So then that's my chair. It came with us from the old house. That litter box has been well cleaned and has some DMC in it. The box on top of it has my unused postcards in it. This corner cabinet is an antique that was my grandmother's. It was in the house I grew up in. It's got some of my FFOs on it. Huge Monty Python fan. Got the Black Knight sign there. And then my Steampunk Penelope and Steampunk Percival from The Proper Stitcher. It was one of her first releases. This is a painting I got last Christmas from it's a local artist. My parents gave it to me for Christmas. And then I don't know what this cabinet is called, but I have this cabinet. And it's got my sewing machines, my printer, my cameras. I do have a video camera. I don't use it too much. I don't use it to film Flosstube because when you flip the thing, it's upside down and I get confused. I have it's a Kodak. It's got the, lenses. My mom gave it to me. I got to find the charger for the batteries. Then I have a couple of stands. This is my daughter's cross stitch needle minders I made. Finishes that need to be FFO'd, and a Polaroid camera that we have. My china cabinet, I collect Santas. So that's all my Santas. This is also an antique. It was my husband's grandmother's. So there's that. I won't let you see the kitchen. The kitchen's right that way. So then this was in the foyer of my old house. And you see, okay, so bottom left is received postcards. And then bottom right is like UFOs and extra hoops and some patterns that I need to file. And then that's all my WIPs. And my, the far right is my Mill Hill kits that I have not opened. And then just some decorations on the top. This farmer's market milk jug was a gift from my sister and brother-in-law. Oh, that's a dog treat. I must have took it away from them. They must have been fighting over it. So I've got snow globes that my husband has brought back from trips. There's one for Salt Lake City. One for Philadelphia. He travels a lot for work. This is a gold. There's a real rose in here, and it's covered. It was like dipped in gold. And this was a Valentine's Day present one year from my husband. My Triple Goddess incense burner. My Quote the Stitcher, I Need More. So, my candy shop. This is meant for, I got this at a local thrift store, and it's meant for one of my finishes. I just have to FFO it. This was my birthday present from my mother-in-law this year. It's meant to hold, I've got all my scissors in there, but it's meant to hold stitching notions. And this is the extra scissor fob that I have. I've attached to her little bow. And then on the wall, I've got a couple of Hummel pictures that I found in a thrift store. My Don't Feed the Trolls. And then this was a present from my mother-in-law. Maybe one Christmas? I don't know. But it's been put up there too. I think that's all the walls. Okay, so that's my sewing room. I hope you enjoyed the little tour. I hope I didn't talk too much. But that's it for that. I do want to show you just a little bit about my neighborhood. Just like maybe my view from the front door. So I'm going to attach that just really quickly. Okay, so this is my neighborhood. Nice, quiet, older neighborhood. And right back there is the lake. It is a public lake, meaning public to the neighborhood, meaning anybody in the neighborhood can use it. Well, that's it. And that's all the leaves that were in my front yard and my backyard. And we have a leaf truck that comes around and picks them up. Alright. Well, that's it for that. See you next time.